In the 90s, you gave up your highly successful career in sales to go into the music industry by establishing Music World Entertainment. Why did you make that career change?
Well, you know, a lot of people, media, want to say I quit my job, but that's not how it was. I was a medical sales rep, and managed care was in its first offering. And the neurosurgeon that I was working with called me to his office to tell me he couldn't use my instruments anymore because of the cost. And that's when I had to make a fundamental change decision. It was a defining moment for me because I couldn't sell costs. And I had to ask myself, what is my passion? So as the universe would have it, Beyonce and her Girls in the Girls Time was the name of the band, was on Star Search, and they lost. But at the same time, there was an artist in Houston asking me to manage him. And that's when I decided that I would go into management. I went back to school because I said earlier, I believe knowledge is power. And I went to every seminar that I could attend to just get the information. But the first artist I ever really signed to a major record deal was not Destiny's Child. It was a rapper named Lil O.
What were those early days like? What were some of the biggest challenges you had to face?
Well, just learning the business, just learning the music business, understanding all the many aspects to it, touring, radio back then was a major thing, how distribution worked, just those basic fundamental things. I was a sponge. I wanted to be the very best at what I did, and so I was willing to do the things I needed to do to accomplish that.
And of course, you mentioned Destiny's Child there. How did you know they were going to be so successful, or did you at the beginning? And tell me about the early days of the group.
I firmly believe if you don't think it or think it will happen, if you think it won't happen, then it won't happen. I've always thought that Destiny's Child would be the very best female group in the history of music, and that they are, gratefully, thankfully, for a number of reasons. Because tremendous talent, amazing songs, and work ethics and passion. Those were the things that drove them and still drive them individually.
What else do you think set them apart?
Well, there's some other things like imaging. My former wife and friend, Tina, did an amazing job on imaging Destiny's Child in early years. But I think a lot of things, their vocal harmonies set them aside, their choreography sets them aside, their songs, again, female empowerment. If you really think about the early Destiny's Child songs, they were all about female empowerment. And that wasn't happenstance, that was a strategy.
And of course, they're not together anymore. Do you think that they could get back together? Will we see a reunion?
You know, if you asked me that 5 days ago, I would have said no.
Oh.
Or maybe. Today, I would say there's a strong possibility with technology, and that's all I'll say.
Can you talk about maybe a film project? Do you think there could be something linked to the Destiny's Child story? Or
I think there's a documentary out there somewhere. I think there's a musical out there somewhere. But technology today, with artificial intelligence and others, the future looks very bright.
If they did make a film about Destiny's Child, Mathew, who would you want to play you? Have you ever thought about
Idris.
that? There we go, there's the casting done.
Idris, I'm looking for you, man.